Hello and welcome to episode 68 of the Nerds at Large Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Darby Hellman.
And Jeff Mapp.
And welcome back, Jeff.
Huh?
Welcome.
Okay.
We have a few things to talk about. First, it's still kind of like recent, so I'm going to plug myself again, once again, that I recently started writing at twinfinite.net. I would appreciate it if you checked out my stuff there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Also, this week we put out a fun video where me and Jeff played a game called Kill Your Babies.
Yep.
And that's a game where we basically took our favorite video game series of all time and one by one had to kill them until there was one left. And it was a very painful video to make, but I think it was a lot of fun.
Indeed.
So definitely check that out. But yeah, Jeff, I figure you should probably be a happy man right now. Do you know why, Jeff?
Why?
Because we can finally stop with the Goku and Waluigi for Smash, shouting for that. Because it's Bowsette for Smash now, Jeff.
It's Bowsette.
It's Bowsette for Smash. That's the only thing, that's the only character that deserves to be in Smash.
But the name should be like Peach or Peachowser.
No, because that sounds dumb.
But that's the way it would go based on their naming, Nintendo's naming conventions, Darby. These are facts.
What have you thought about the whole Bowsette thing that's gone on? Which I guess if anyone doesn't know, there's Nintendo. If somehow you avoided the internet and missed it, Nintendo announced it was for New Super Mario Bros. U, right?
Yeah,
and there's
deluxe version. There's a little crown. Another official name is called a crown that Toadette can power up. That Toadette can get that turns her into Peachette, which is pretty much Peach.
Yes. So the internet obviously took that and was like, what if we put that on other characters like Bowser? And Bowser went from a evil, tyrannical turtle monster into a Peach form.
Yeah.
So what did you think about all this, Jeffrey?
Whatever.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was super. Obviously, there's lots of inappropriate porn images and stuff. That's what it is.
Now, I think people take it too far because people are seriously saying Nintendo should make a Bowsette game.
Yeah, but I just think it was a really funny thing.
Just a little fun thing. The Super Mario Odyssey art book or whatever came up in Japan this past week. Coincidentally, and apparently there was a time where Bowser was going to throw a hat that's like Cappy and put it on Peach and take over
and
Peach's
the design
body.
is very similar to what fans have made the Bowser
red hair
thing.
and
which some of them have been red hair.
Most of them majority have been blonde. But the official one isn't as busty.
Yes, of course. but
the most important thing
that is kind of blows my mind though.
No, the most important thing in the art book was casual Rosalina playing an acoustic guitar.
I have not seen that.
It's great.
I have not seen that. But I legitimately think the Bowsette thing was hilarious. Just that first comic that they put out and everything. I thought this whole thing was a lot of fun, minus the weird porn images. And I think it also shows that Nintendo desperately needs to make Peach into a better character. I think this shows that the audience is tired of Peach being a dumb damsel in distress that has no actual personality or character traits. Because they're obviously so desperate for it, they take this character and run with it.
No, I think it's more that people are horny.
That too, but I do think that Peach needs to be improved.
That is agreeing, but I don't think that's the reason.
I don't think that's the reason, but that's what I took from it. I'm yeah. Anyway, Jeff, have you played any games this week?
Just Life is Strange.
By the way, I'm going to title this video Bowsette for Smash, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just Life is Strange 2, episode 1, which we're going to do a Spoilercast for, so.
We are. Yeah, we both played it, so definitely look for that on our Nerds at Large Spoilercast podcast feed and just on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
But overall, though, I liked it a lot.
Me too.
Okay.
We'll get into it more in the Spoilercast, but it's unfortunately getting a lot of hate.
I honestly haven't looked at a single thing. I haven't looked at any critical reception, but I could see that.
No, it's not. It's a case of people who playing it are liking it a lot / loving it. It's that people are going in with a preconceived notion of what Life is Strange is, and the fact that they don't have their lesbian girls as the main characters, which Max isn't necessarily a lesbian.
Yeah, depending on how you do it. I will say we're obviously go to our Spoilercast. We're not going to talk about this for long, but I do think it is very different from Life is Strange in a lot of like important and I think cool ways.
I agree.
We're like, and it's unexpected ways because Life is Strange was just so stylized to like this kind of, like teen drama type thing in a good way. Like it had a very cool style to it where it was like this 18-year-old girl, like high school problems, all this other stuff. And like I thought that was so much their identity that like honestly, if I was the ones making the game, I would worry about straying from that. I would worry, like I feel like I would be so worried that I would end up making a similar styled game again, which is what I thought they would do. But they kind of like, we'll talk about it, but even down to like the just base characters and the story and the setting and everything, it is a much different tone and a much different story that they're telling, which excites me. Like I'm all for it. Yeah, it's really cool. But not that the first one's bad, it's just that it's something different. One. Yeah, I love it.
And this is what Life is Strange is supposed to be originally, is just like an anthology thing, whatever you want to call it, where each number thing is supposed to be different. That was their at least as far as I know, with their goal.
Which, I mean, I could have seen them not doing it. Yeah. This was the unsafe choice, is what I would say, but I'm glad they did it.
Which is weird, because of the debate of this is the safe choice. Because they went with straight male protagonist. But there's a bunch of race things we'll get into.
Like, yeah, just because... I mean, like, yeah, I think this is... there are a lot of games and a lot of media properties out there that are very guilty of just, there's the... like cis white male just out there every single time, like the same stories over and over again. This ain't it. Yeah. This is not the right.
And that's
one.
When people say, I know, like, oh, so did not play this episode.
Yeah, like basically, like I get the knee jerk reaction for like going from the cast in the first one, and like I get the knee jerk reaction going into this with it being like two guys or whatever, and no central female in the cast or whatever. But trust me, if you played it, you know that. Mm-hmm. That's if anything, I feel like people who played it are going to be more mad the other direction. Like, I feel like this game is not shying away from its politics, basically, which we'll talk about more in the Spoilercast. But
oh yeah, people have said some things.
Oh, I'm sure they have. That's partially why I have just avoided looking at what people say, because I
haven't looked at much of that stuff. Just
yeah.
So I guess have you played anything else significant?
Played some Divinity, and I've talked a lot about Divinity, but I played Spider-Man more. I'm definitely, the story got its hooks in me now. Like good. I'm like several missions. I'm in like a good 2 hours probably further than I was before. And yeah, it's definitely one of those. I agree that it's not that different from a normal Spider-Man like story. Like it's not doing anything where I'm like, holy crap, like they did that with this character. But at the same time, it has enough different and enough like of a unique Insomniac like spin on it that it has me very interested. And
cool.
I think it's really well written so far. So
we'll just see what you think when you get to the end.
I still do think like the main stuff is way more entertaining than the side stuff so far. Like significantly more. But yeah. I mean, that is to be expected, but like when I'm looking at all these different like icons on the map, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do all this. We'll see.
I mean, pretty much what I said when I did talking about my whole playthrough, is like they nailed the main parts, they nailed the story, the feeling of Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff. Now they get some of that side stuff just kind of.
Yeah, which I'm not even saying that in a bad way. Even if none of the side stuff ends up grabbing me at all, whatever. I mean, like, the story is so good that it's perfectly fine with me. Apparently my laptop is not plugged in. Oh, yeah, it's over here. All right, you keep talking, and hopefully the thing doesn't die.
You just want to go into the news?
Yes. Okay. News jingle.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Dari, we got a couple big stories.
Yeah.
All in a row. Fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it. The first thing comes from Lucy O'Brien from IGN, and this is just a update on the Telltale stuff.
Yeah, which we talked about some more last week, but
other stuff will come out since then. The soon-to-be Shutter Telltale Games has shared an update on the let me put this back in there. On the fate of The Walking Dead's final season, promising that it is actively working to find a way to finish the story. In a tweet, Telltale said that there are multiple potential partners expressing interest in seeing the final season through the completion in some form. The studio said it hoped to have answers for other questions soon. Multiple sources, including Clementine's voice actress Melissa Hutchinson, have said that as far as they were aware, The Walking Dead will end with episode 2, and Telltale's contractual obligations begin and end with Minecraft Story Mode for Netflix. This update is promising for those who want to see the end of Clementine's journey, and here's a little note I added in. The season pass and individual episodes for The Walking Dead, the final season, have been pulled from all online stores besides the Switch for some reason. There's no word if or when the season will become available again.
Weird that it's still on the Switch.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I don't even know if it's out for the Switch yet.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I don't I mean, obviously we don't know the inner workings of everything here, but I mean, let me know if you feel any differently, but from my perspective, it's kind of a giant middle finger to all the 250 or whatever people who literally just got fired and are in San Francisco with no severance. Some of them just got hired and they're like stranded with nothing, but they're talking about like, oh, we could get some plan together to release this game. Not even with those same people working on it. And if you're going to get money together, how about you pay your employees that you just like sent out with no plan before you make a video game.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, like, I feel like that's the only way.
And even from you take away the employee standpoint, which that's the most important thing.
Yes.
No matter what we say, that's the...
Yes.
Yeah. But even from a fan standpoint, do you even really want this? Because then it's a whole different group of people. Like, maybe it's not even down to the writers.
Yeah, a lot of the writers are gone because the only people left were doing the Minecraft thing. Yeah, and it was like a lot of the central writers are gone.
Yeah. So, even from a finishing the story standpoint,
it's going to be a busted version of it. It's not the original creators working on it.
Yeah.
And, again, first and foremost is these people who don't have jobs. And it's just, I don't know, this whole situation is kind of just highlighted. Telltale obviously had some severe problems in management, and obviously still do because of what's going on now. And I don't know. I would not be totally surprised if we do end up seeing in episode 3 and 4, and it's going to be very, 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 very controversial.
Yeah, especially if this continues of the former employees not getting anything.
Yeah, I mean, even if somehow you're able to, another company comes in, bails them out for lack of a better word, and they get a lot of those writers back. If you're one of those writers, do you even want to go back to this company at this point? I mean, obviously, if you have to for money and everything, sure, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's going to be.
I've been thinking this whole time. What are going through the people's mind that working on the Minecraft thing? It's like, well, once we're done with this, we're done. We're jobless. I mean, at least they get time to try to look for other things. But also kind of a thing, if there's not a deadline, it's like, hey, do we just want to...
But then, I don't know. It's and then now, like, I don't think it was a thing last week when we talked about it, but Telltale is getting sued now.
Oh, yeah,
there is a class action lawsuit from several of the, I think it's a group of like Telltale employees.
There's no question that was going to happen.
Oh yeah. And then there's people who bought the season pass. I have no clue what's going to happen with them. The whole thing is a mess, and I really, really first and foremost hate it for the Telltale employees. Like, I get it from a gamer's perspective when we don't really see these people who make the games or whatever, and I can kind of get where your first reaction might be, dang, I'm not going to be able to play this game that I love in the series that I love. I'm not going to be able to see it through. But I would urge people to, before you think about that, think about the people who make these games who, got this raw deal. Mm-hmm. I think that's the most important thing.
I agree.
Yeah. So I would urge Telltale to not make this, at least not until they've kind of corrected the wrongs they've already made.
I agree. Next thing comes from Adam Bankhurst from IGN. After months of backlash, Sony is finally allowing PlayStation 4 Fortnite players to play online with other platforms.
We did it! We did it!
Announced on the PlayStation blog.
Me and Jeff alone did it.
We went up there to Miss PlayStation and we're like,
Shuhei, tear down this wall.
Announced on the PlayStation blog, John Cordera, president and global CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, said that following a comprehensive evaluation process, SIE has identified a path towards supporting crossplay features for select third-party content.
So one.
The first step, Cordera continues, will be an open beta beginning today for Fortnite that will allow for cross-platform gameplay, progression, and commerce across PS4, Android, iOS, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac operating systems. Codera gives no information on other titles or the length of this beta, but acknowledges updates will be coming and that this move represents a major policy change for Sony Interactive Entertainment.
So, this, like, I don't know, I'm interested in your take. Is this surprising at this point to you? Like, did this go on so long to the point where you're actually surprised this happened?
Not really. I mean, it got to the point where, I wouldn't be surprised either way if they just continue not doing this or them just announcing it. Yeah. The only time I'd be surprised if it didn't go one way or the other is if we got to next gen, Microsoft is caught up with them / beating their ass, and they still didn't do it.
Yeah. I'll be honest, like, I'm not, like, the most surprised or whatever, but I had started to get into the mindset where I kind of thought that they might not. And I thought they were going to, for lack of a better word, get away with it. Because I thought this was going to be another one of these things where it's like, well, we scream and yell for a while, but then eventually you just throw your hands up and be like, well, what are we going to do? You know, like, they have this. And I think, like, they, at least until the next generation, I think they could have, like I said, I think they could have gotten away with not doing it. So I kind of started to expect for them not to.
Now, a couple reasons this could have happened. One, well, there might be this data out there. They might have saw data that showed people were going from this PS4 Fortnite to the other ones.
Yeah.
And two, this happened to happen like the day before Season 6 of Fortnite came out. I'm just saying.
Probably not a coincidence. Probably not a coincidence. And, I mean, like, I don't completely, like, so I've seen some people, and I'm sure it had something to do with it, but I've seen some people saying, like, maybe it just took this long for them to, you know, like, get their whole systems or working or whatever. I mean, like, Fortnite...
It happened accidentally.
Fortnite literally accidentally did this last week. I fully believe they were holding out. I think they were holding out trying to see if they could get away from doing this, and I think eventually they had to... Someone at... Like, people at Sony had to convince the executives that this was in their best interest, that, like, you look archaic, you look like, you know...
And me and Darcy, we're not experts on this, like how these systems are made, but it sounds like from what people said, it's more so on the third-party developers side as far as making sure the crossplay
Rocket
works.
League's been saying since
they just gotta flip a switch.
Early last year that it's literally a flip of a switch to do it. And I mean, yeah, it's not going to work for every game, but that easily, I'm sure. But this could have happened, obviously, for Fortnite. It happened so easily with Xbox and Switch, I think. And just because of... I mean, I think Sony kind of showed their hand just with the lousy way they've been responding to this for so long, being like, well, we think that PlayStation is the best place to play. You know, they were obviously, I think, holding out. But that being said, like, I have seen a lot of sentiment of, like, it's about time, Sony, which I agree, but at the same time, we have to give them I think we have to give them the praise now. They did it. Mm-hmm. Like, it happened. It might be late, but I do think this is a very big move to get such a corporate company like Sony, who is on top and kind of doesn't have to listen to anyone if they don't want to, and for them to actually make this decision, I think it's a big...
Now we just need to see where they go from here.
Yes.
Does that select, like, what games are those? How many are they going to do? How fast are they going to happen?
I do think, I mean, tell me if you disagree with me, but I think there's a 0% chance this stays at Fortnite and only Fortnite.
Oh,
I think this is absolutely going for in the future, and I see this... like, incremental things. I think Rocket League's going to be one of the next big ones just because of how big it is and how, like, people already enjoyed it. You know, like...
Overwatch will probably be there.
Overwatch will be there. I think we'll get to a point, it might take 5 years, but I think we'll get to a point where almost every big multiplayer thing is just assumed to have crossplay. Like, I think Call of Duty will have it.
Yeah, now that they opened the floodgate a little bit. Yeah. Now whenever Sean Layden or people like that or whoever is gonna be in these interviews, they're probably gonna get questions. Keep on asking, so when's so-and-so gonna be available for crossplay?
Yeah.
One of the ones that's probably gonna be for the first little bit is Minecraft because it already
is on Xbox and Switch.
Yeah. It's already crossplay for those two.
That will probably also, that might even be before Rocket League. That might already be in the works for all we know.
Rocket League's crossplay, so yeah. That's well. So
is Rocket League with Xbox and
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see any reason in Rocket League wouldn't be.
It seems like, yeah.
I felt like that was an announcement.
Yeah, I do think it'll become a point where it's like a feature. I don't know if it'll be so easy for like every single game to have it, but I think the games that make sense and the games where it's easy to do, it will be a thing. And I mean, I think it's okay for us to be asking for this because this is a very consumer friendly. There's no consumer friendly reason to not have this. I mean, this is just something they've been able to do in business.
No, just a business thing. Oh yeah, and this is just something that kind of goes along with this because a big part of this whole thing that people were upset was because your Epic account was locked to your PlayStation when you did the first time.
Right.
Epic has come forward about that. This comes from Alex Osborne from IGN. Epic Games has announced it's working on an account merging solution for those who have created multiple accounts to play Fortnite on different platforms. In a post on the official Fortnite Twitter account, Epic announced it is working on an account merging feature to combine Battle Royale purchases as well as enabling unlinking a console for one Fortnite account and relinking to another Fortnite account. The ability to unlink a console and relink to a different account will arrive within a few days, while account merging is set to arrive sometime in November.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Epic continuing to do things right.
I'm sure Epic was kind of like already trying to figure out how they would do this just in case Sony. It's like Sony finally did, and they're like, okay, let's go. But
that's something I'm sure they've been kind of since E3 been messing around with.
And Sony probably gave them a heads up that this was happening. Anyway, but that's a very good and if that goes through, then even though it's been a painful few months and it's been annoying and everything, pretty much I can't think all the complaints I can think of are about to be fixed. Basically, I think everything is going to be right,
assuming all this stuff goes well.
Yeah, which is good. That is super, super good. Very, 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 very interested to see the future of this because this is definitely just the beginning, and it's gonna be interesting. I want to play Overwatch. We have our group. We have at least 2 different friends who play Overwatch on Xbox. Would love to play with them. It would be awesome. Yeah.
Then we can have a full team.
And there's just there's so little difference between the consoles. It's there's no reason not to.
I agree. Now I imagine, and probably something. I imagine the next couple are gonna be at least have Minecraft, Rocket League, and Overwatch and stuff in there. Yeah. Probably a couple I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
Bigger ones.
Yep.
Okay. On to the next story. This is a couple stories put together, but we'll say each story as, it comes out of discussion. Yeah. We'll get to the first thing first. This comes from Jonathan Dornberg from IGN. PlayStation Worldwide Studios chairman Sean Layden has confirmed Sony will not be holding a PlayStation Experience event in 2018. Layden made the announcement to the PlayStation blog post saying, for 2018, I know this is going to be a disappointment to some people, but we decided not to hold PlayStation Experience this year. We won't have it in the States this year, he continued. The reasons behind that really are we have a lot of progress that we are making on our games. Now that we have Spider-Man at the door, we're looking down into 2019 games like Dreams and Days Gone. But we wouldn't have enough to bring people all together in some location in North America to have the event. We don't want to set expectations really high and then not deliver on that. It was a hard decision, but we had determined that this year we will not hold PlayStation Experience.
This is a bummer, but
not surprising.
A bummer, not surprising, but I do I think this statement is very forward and candid, and I like it. They fully admit hey, we just don't have enough to announce this year, and instead of doing like we did last year and having a PSX with very little meat to the bone, they're instead of doing that again, we think it's best to not.
Which to their credit, they warned people that it wasn't going to be as much of a.
They did. They did. But
we didn't know how much they exactly meant.
I mean, when you have a show that literally the year prior or 2 years prior, whatever, announced The Last of Us Part 2. Was it 2 years before? I don't even know.
I think it would have been the year prior, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The year prior
makes sense, yeah.
Announced something like The Last of Us Part 2 or whatever. It's hard to immediately expect that to not to scale down that much. Yeah. But I think this is a very wise choice, and I'm glad they're doing this instead of it. And I'm glad they're not just I'm glad they're upfront about hey, games are really hard to make right now, and every game they're making is great right now, but they're consolidating on a few things, and they just don't have things to announce.
No, that's true. There's so many people have been saying does this mean we're getting close to PS5 time?
That could be.
Yeah, so they're waiting to do that because honestly, at the moment, we still have a fair amount of exclusives from Sony to go because we got Days Gone and Dreams, like they said. We got Last of Us Part 2. We got Ghost of Tsushima. We got we got Death Stranding. So they're not lacking with that stuff, and they'll probably have a couple smaller things in there thrown in as well. We're getting to the point where probably about any big exclusive they have, will be PS5.
Do you think
at least cross-gen?
Do you think, I know this was a question kind of asked on Easy Allies, but which they're cool guys, you should go watch them. But do you think any future PlayStation exclusive like first party games that we'll hear about will be PS5? Like, do you think Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding and stuff will be the last ones to be this gen?
AAA, I imagine so, maybe.
Like, if Horizon 2, do you think Horizon 2 is definitively going to be on PS5?
I think so.
Yeah. I could see it straddling, but
like cross-gen at the very least, if not straight up PS5.
I agree. I don't think we're going to have any more Sony first-party announces that aren't at least cross-gen. That aren't like on, come out. And
plus, Guerrilla would have only been working on Horizon for a year at this point, if that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had a team start looking at that, like when they had a small team doing Frozen Wilds.
But that's a big game.
No, that's what I'm getting at. That means we probably won't get it for a little while, and by then PS5 will be about coming out. So, we could be looking at something like Horizon launch title.
Yeah. But, I do see them supporting PS4 longer than they would other consoles just because there's 70 million of them out there, or more than that at this point, I don't even remember. But yeah, I do think we're getting...
Again, like, all their big first-party studios have either just released games kind of recently, or we kind of already know what they are. Like, we know what they're...
There's very few. Sucker Punch was the one for so long, and now...
Yeah, we got Ghost of Tsushima. Now there's the question if, like, will that be on PS... Like, I always forget. Have they said straight out Ghost of Tsushima as PS4?
I don't know.
I don't think they said it for, like, Death Stranding and Last of Us, technically.
I think they said it for Death Stranding. I'm almost certain when the very first reveal of Death Stranding, they said play it on PS4 or something. Yeah. I'm almost certain about that.
Thanks. Oh, yeah, that one was announced a good bit before, so yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima just feels like it should be so much earlier because there was just such a gap where we just did not hear anything from Sucker Punch. So you just think that they've been working on it that whole time. But
yeah. Stuff might happen behind the scenes. This game might be bigger than we think it is because...
Yeah, very well might be. And you look at how detailed that look, if it is an open world game... I love it in
Second Son, but that's a big, graphical thing and a bunch of more stuff going on than Second Son.
Yes, and if it looks that good for, an entire open world or something, that's great. Have they said if that's, really open? I don't know. They probably said something. But
said it was done, but... So... I don't think there's anything to worry about.
No, it's a bummer. For the people,
it's a bummer
for the people who like to go to PSX, because I know there's people that even if there was no announcements, they just like going to the show and being around the PlayStation.
That kind of sucks as far as the going thing.
But I'm sure people will host fan events and stuff like that.
But at the same time, I guess part of the reason to go is not there as much because as far as PlayStation exclusive stuff. What will be playable that's not already out? Days Gone?
Be very little, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they could have a Last of Us thing, but I don't even think they would
there'd be no playable Last of Us thing.
I wouldn't think so, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Now,
but if you're super bummed about it, there's a replacement.
Yeah. This comes from Greg Miller from Kinda Funny.
Big old Greg Miller.
And this is a quote from a tweet. From some tweets. Yeah. So yeah, this is Greg talking. Sean Layden has confirmed the PlayStation blogcast that there's no PSX this year. So Kinda Funny will fill the void and hold a press conference the Saturday after the Game Awards. Devs/publishers, you want to be part of the Kinda Funny Game Showcase on December 8th? Hit me up. I'm serious. To be clear, I'm talking about devs publishers getting us trailers /dev diaries /etc. and we stitch it together for an online Kinda Funny game showcase. And he made it clear, not just PlayStation, just anything.
Any platform.
Yeah. And so he added, since he put us out multiple smaller developers such as Housemarque, Devolver Digital, and Team Meat, for example.
Annapurna.
Yeah.
Annapurna Interactive.
And have already responded to Greg just on Twitter, and then he's shown a screen cap of his email things and just a whole line of
absolutely blowing up. This obviously, me and Jeff are big Kinda Funny fans. We watch all their content and everything, so we already love these guys. But I think this is so awesome. I think this is
okay. So do you know how this happened?
I don't know, not the details.
Okay, I actually watched it. I mean, not necessarily live watched the thing. I didn't know what happened until I was watching the playback thing for the Kinda Funny morning show. Okay. It was Greg and Nick hosting.
Yeah.
The news of PSX happened during the show. And then I think like halfway through or something, then Greg was suddenly quiet, like on his computer for a little bit, and so Nick was being Nick. Then at some point, he's like, "Okay, guys, I sent a tweet out. PSX isn't happening, so we're gonna have our own press conference." Just in the middle of their.
Did he not tell any of them that he was doing that?
It might have sent in the like chat or group thing. It just happened in the middle of the show. He saw the news, and in the middle of the morning show, when him being on it, he made this or decided to do this and announced it.
That man's crazy, but I love it so much.
So, Greg Miller knows a lot of people. I don't expect a bunch of big things, if any, like big AAA things, obviously.
I think he'll have one.
Yeah,
one or two. One, yeah. I think he'll have one or two where you're like, wait, what? Like that was shown there. I think it's mostly gonna be like smaller indie things, which is great. Like it's gonna be super great. I mean, like the only concern I have is just with the sheer amount of people like responding to them, and it's only September 29th. They're going to have to turn some people down, or this thing will be like 5 hours long, and that's going to suck, but they're going to have to turn some people down, which is unfortunate. But I think they're going to at least have the entire kind of funny group, and you're probably going to have a lot of other people tuning in. Just, I could see it being promoted. Like Greg said, in Kind of Funny Games Daily, like, they'll know they made it if someone shows a trailer at Game Awards. It's like, stay tuned for more.
That'd be fantastic.
Showcase. Or if Keeley talks about it. I could see it. I could absolutely see it. Keeley knows them, and I mean, like, Greg won Trending Gamer at their awards.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah. That kind of guys know Keeley.
There's gonna be some, parody there.
That what sucks is we can't do a live reaction to this, or at least I can't. It's on my birthday.
It was on your birthday, that is.
But I'm gonna be out of town going to a concert that day.
Maybe me and Will or Jacob can do it.
Yeah. But I should definitely be here for the Game Awards.
Sweet.
So we'll definitely try to watch that one.
Yeah. I'm just excited as a Kind of Funny fan, especially. This is just such a cool
just another
thing.
small like game. I mean, again, they're getting the developers there, so if anything, we get a couple cool indie titles that we didn't really know about or updates on.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of stuff we've already seen or games we already knew, or just like games that we had no clue about that were like small and everything. But like, I would not be totally shocked if there's at least one big thing. There's like, well, I guess I was going to say Todd Howard walks out, but Fallout would already be out.
Smash DLC character.
I don't see Nintendo doing it, but
I'm joking.
I could see a PlayStation thing.
I could see a Sony thing.
Maybe not a reveal, but just like
Corey Barlog posts about it. I mean, obviously they're not going to have anything.
He wants to be the balloon guy. No, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Okay, well, speaking of events,
yes,
this comes from Colin Stevens from IGN. During this past week's Inside Xbox live streams, Phil Spencer announced X018, an event aimed towards Xbox fans around the world. Detailed on the official Xbox website, X018 will be hosted on Saturday, November 10th, right around your birthday, Darby, during the 4th annual Xbox Fan Fest in Mexico City. The event will be live streamed as an Inside Xbox episode, so fans outside of Mexico can join in on promised announcements. This will be the largest Inside Xbox episode so far, reportedly clocking in at 2 hours long. There will be announcements from both first-party and third-party developers. And here's a little addition I made just to give an idea of what could potentially happen here.
There's one thing here.
This is not Microsoft's first XO event, obviously. Previous XO events have seen the reveals of the original Fable game, Halo 2, Halo Wars, BioShock, when it was an Xbox exclusive, as well as their acquisition of Rare Studios.
So, Jeff, what am I supposed to make of this? How big am I supposed to expect this to be?
I think temper expectations, but because a lot of stuff was like 10 years ago or whatever.
Right,
but
it's a different landscape.
Yeah. But they've set themselves up from past things like, oh, this could be bigger than, most people would think based on just, longer Inside Xbox episode.
Yeah, and just from things that Xbox has been doing before, it seems like Xbox understands. I think they understand that they need to have at least a few big things or whatever. I would not, I think people are going to overblow this.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be boring, honestly. I think a lot of it's probably going to be pretty boring. Apparently the Inside Xbox thing or whatever at Gamescom, I think it was really long and uninteresting for part of it. I'm not trying to be mean, but I just
I watched it, yeah.
Yeah.
It had a couple cool segments, but otherwise...
I think this is going to be primarily just kind of announcements we don't care about and people talking and stuff like that. But I think there's going to be a Halo Infinite thing or Fable 4 announcement that's going to make it worth it.
I suppose not. Like I can see Fable there, especially since he hinted at it at E3.
I've kept thinking like maybe Game Awards for Fable, but now since this is there, like that this maybe seems more.
Yeah. Or I prefer not this happening, just so we can get out of the way. They could the announcement here, and then we have a full regular trailer at the Game Awards.
Maybe. Either way, Jeff, as long as there's Fable 4, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Though I will say, if we don't get Fable at this thing, unless it's literally just nothing happens during this announcement, I don't expect Fable 4 at the Game Awards.
Probably not. Yeah. Probably
not. I think that's fair to say.
I think so too.
I expect a couple maybe big announcements here. Like, I feel like Fable's a good one for this thing.
Now, I do think there's gonna be the hot takes of like Xbox beating Sony because they have an event and Sony doesn't now at this point or whatever. But, I mean, I would argue, like, Sony's had, like, double the amount of announcements Microsoft's had in the last few years anyway, just because they have this event now doesn't make... I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad move. I think it's good. It's kind of cool for Xbox to be
it feels a gap for us personally as far as our hype cycles go.
Yes. Well, and it's a win for Microsoft in a way that PSX is not happening, because it's like, hey, you can come to our fan event and do whatever. It is good, but I just think that I wouldn't put too much stock in it, because I think these events are not the be-all, end-all, and these are just fan events that they don't really have to throw anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I think and I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal other than one or two announcements that is the talk of.
Now, I know we talked about this a lot, but I can't remember. I know we have a Crackdown month, but they haven't given a specific date, right? Everyone keeps on saying it's 22nd, but I don't think they've actually said the 22nd. I
don't think I've ever seen that from an official thing. I think I've just seen people say that.
So, if that's the case, I imagine we'll get the official date here.
Yeah.
Another Crackdown trailer.
Yeah. How many times are we going to see trailers for this game, and is it going to make anyone more excited? Like, I don't know. But I agree, probably.
Maybe we'll get an Ori date.
That would be sweet. That would be sweet.
I just brainstormed stuff
like they definitely have some things to update and everything that they could do here. But.
Again, do some updates, have some third party. They may have a couple third party announcements there. May nothing too big. Drop Fable 4 because they hinted at it. We know it's coming.
Yeah. Anyone who pays attention knows that it has to be coming.
Yeah. So.
And November 10th is not that far away, so cool.
Yeah. And it's a Saturday, so we get
another thing to be hyped about.
So me and Jeff we can do a reaction thing to it. It could end up being a waste of time.
Could be a waste of time. But...
Actually, we don't know what football games are that. We'll check that
I'll play Fable. I'll stream Fable and then not pay attention to it until Fable comes on.
Okay. Move on to the next thing. It's got Jesse Wade from IGN. Bethesda announced Thursday the release date of Fallout 76 beta ahead of the full game launch on November 14th. Alright, it's probably going to be Fallout 76 there. Just a little final thing like, hey, it's coming out this week.
Yeah.
Especially since, Microsoft's had the okay, moving on.
Marketing.
Yeah. The beta will arrive on Xbox One on Tuesday, October 23rd, and 1 week after for PlayStation 4 and PC on Tuesday, October 30th. Bethesda wants players to literally break the game. It will not have servers running 24/7 for the beta due to that. Instead, the servers will be up during specific time frames so that they can get as many players online as possible, all at the same time to fully test their systems. The game is set to be up anywhere between 4 and 8 hours. After that, immediate fixes and updates will be made, and that will continue daily up until a few days before the actual game launch.
So that game's going to crack like an egg?
Yeah, I mean... Okay.
I mean, they're upfront about it. No, it's a beta.
I mean, here's the thing, and I think Bethesda's smart for saying this is what it's for, because that's what betas are for, but people don't always understand that.
Yeah, no, people definitely...
people are very upset when betas don't work exactly as the full game... it's going to.
I think it's smart to lean into that. I think it's
make
smart.
it kind of a joke out of it. Yeah. I think they'd make it smart because they're doing it smart because they have the time increments. They're going to have all that stuff, and it's running for a little while, so people will get their chance.
Well, I think it's not smart is that I can't get on there and do it. You have to pre-order it.
Oh yeah.
That's
that's dumb.
That's the dumb.
I forgot about that part.
Because this would, but then again, we always say you shouldn't base the game off of the beta or whatever. But I feel like if I got to play the beta, I would at least have a little more of an understanding if this is a game for me or not.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't if it was buggy or something, I wouldn't judge it off of that. But at least the core gameplay, I'd be like, hey, I like this, or hey, or no, I don't. But
You're just going to have to hear about impressions, Darby.
So you have to hear about impressions, and I really am going to be skeptical about that because I feel like there's going to be people that like this game even though I wouldn't. It's not going to be for everyone. I feel
here's the good news as far as people I know you listen to. You got kind of funny that will probably jump in. At least someone in that group. You got the Easy Allies. Someone in a couple people in there will jump in.
But also the problem is I feel like Fallout 76 is not going to be that fun if you don't have a group of people doing it. Yeah. And I don't want to guilt trip people into buying another game when we might all be doing Red Dead. And honestly, I would rather play Red Dead.
No. I'm about to say, honestly, I'm leaning towards potentially getting Red Dead.
I would rather
if I'm getting a multiplayer thing, it'd be that.
Yeah, that's what I would
rather.
Plus,
that's the big single player thing, which I'd be into.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the thing with Red Dead is I always knew I was going to like Red Dead. But never got to around to it.
It's a little different from the games that you play, but you would like it a lot. Like, it would be one of those that, yeah.
And I don't have anything big coming up the rest of this year. I got Astrobot.
And Jeff, I mean, your horse poops. Your beard, your hair grows, like, realistically.
Yeah.
Horse testicles apparently swell.
That's where they got me.
They have accurate horse testicles in Red Dead. That's what
we'll get to Red Dead a little later, though. Okay. Next, or I guess are we done with this?
Yeah.
So, okay. Next story comes from Jonathan Dorn, both from IGN, which I guess is a kind of a follow-up to last week's thing. Oh, yeah, and I have... Okay, yeah. I have another little follow-up thing after this I forgot to add in. But we'll do this first. Clarifying its earlier policy regarding Nintendo Switch Online subscription cloud saves, Nintendo has confirmed that even if your online subscription lapses, you still have a bit of time to recover cloud saves. In a statement given to IGN by a Nintendo spokesperson, Nintendo has confirmed that should a Switch owner resubscribe to Switch Online within 180 days or 6 months after the subscription ends, user can still recover their previous cloud saves. Thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. So I think that was last week. Yeah, we talked about how it seemed like your saves were just going to go away immediately. But
that was a big thing. I don't know if this was always the case and people just didn't notice it, or Nintendo quickly was like...
Well, it came from, there was, the only word that we had was Nintendo UK FAQ section that had very vague wording. It was just like, if you don't have a subscription, you can't have cloud saves or something like that. And people were like, wait.
I know people still have a problem with the online servers, which is all a fair thing, but this at least handles a big thing of it.
Yep, and this is equal to what Sony has.
Yes.
Yeah, so they don't look out of touch anymore.
As far as cloud saves
go. As far as that's concerned.
As far as cloud saves go.
Yes.
Unless there's something I'm forgetting about. Oh yeah, just a follow-up thing. I remember we were talking about PlayStation Now last week. And when I was just about doing the price and everything, it turns out there was a sale going on. Unfortunately...
That would have been cool if we could have let people know that.
Yeah, unfortunely we couldn't. Happened like the day after we recorded or something. Or the day after that.
Well, no, apparently it had been going on since June.
Yeah.
It stopped the day after
unfortunately.
Our podcast.
But sale going on where it's $100 for a year, when normally it's $20 a month.
Which is crazy. It's really crazy.
And Darby jumped in on that deal.
We'll see if that was a smart idea or not. I was just looking at the list of games. I was like, we could do some Let's Plays of this. And there's a lot of games in here that I've always heard about that I want to play. It's like for that price, I was like, I'll try it for a year or whatever. Like, maybe that was an irresponsible decision.
No, I don't know if this is I saw someone talking to Andrew Renee on Twitter saying something like, if you got a full $100 a year when you resubscribe the next year, if you just let it go on, I think you get it for the $100 again.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure on that though.
Yeah, that was just some guy on Twitter. So
yeah, which would be dope.
Yes, especially if I like it.
Yeah. The line of games is really cool and everything, especially now that you can download. Oh yeah, and also clarification. For PlayStation 4 games, we only named 4 games. The wording on the thing we read was weird, saying that you could download. It made it sound like those were the only games. It's most PS4 games. Yeah, it's just included those list of games.
PS4 and PS2. I did play some PS3. I played the Sly Collection on streaming. Yeah. It counts as a PS3 game, so I played it on streaming. I played it on my PlayStation, and there's the room I have in my house where I have my PlayStation does not have very good internet, and it was pretty choppy. It would work for a while, but it was choppy enough to where it was annoying and I wouldn't want to play it. I did come into my room here with my laptop, which you can play any streaming game just if you, as long as you have a controller and your laptop, which is also really cool. You can play PlayStation games on your computer, which is cool. And that worked fine. Okay. That worked pretty good. So we'll see. Might be hit or miss with the streaming. I mean, games are something I will not deal with lagging, like that much lagginess in games.
Well, Dari, we need to go through that list at some point together and just make a list of Let's Play games.
Yes, we should. Especially PS2 games I can download and stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's one thing for me there wasn't that many PS2 games. I wish there were more.
Yeah.
But
if they do PS3 downloads, then that service is great. But
yeah, again, great list of games. But it's like, I don't know if I want to spend this money. / I don't know when I get around to all this.
No,
stuff.
I understand. I probably shouldn't have gotten it either. It was kind of just screw it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it though, at least. And I'm holding out if I'm getting one of the servers made for Game Pass whenever they announce some.
Yeah,
there's some Xbox exclusive. Plus,
I get this. You get
plus,
Game
they have
Pass
newer games on there comparatively. A lot of times, I feel like on the Game Pass. So, and they also have a thing going on for $100 for a year, but it's normally $120 for a year anyway. It's not as big of a
thing. Yeah, 20 a month is absurd. 20 a month is like ridiculous.
I put it this way. I don't care what they add. I'm not getting it for $20 a month.
That's stupid. No.
I'll wait for another sale if I get it at all.
God, no. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. This comes from Shabana Ari from IGN. Konami has officially announced Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Wanderer of Blood exclusively for PS4, launching this October. Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Wanderer of Blood has been announced for PS4 with an October 26th release date. The download-only title includes 1993's Japan exclusive Wanderer of Blood and 1997's Symphony of the Night. The original games have been emulated for PS4 with 4K/1080p upscaling, a number of rendering options, and high-resolution backgrounds. You can pre-order the title on the PlayStation Store now for $19.99.
This feels like such a no-brainer. Like, me and you've been talking so much about how we want to play Symphony of the Night, and we never really did, or whatever, and it's like, boom, it's there. The only thing is, I really, really, really don't want to buy this and then hear the next day, hey, it's coming to Switch. Like, I want them to be upfront with me. Is this coming to Switch? Should I wait for Switch?
I don't think so, or at least not this way, because it made it sound like this thing is optimized just for PS4.
Okay.
So, it might come, but it won't be as upscaled and stuff like that, I guess.
Okay.
Also, I guess something for me is, will Symphony of the Night come to the PlayStation Classic, which I already have pre-ordered. But, good chance I might cancel it, so.
We'll see. But either way, this is super cool for Castlevania fans. You get to play that on the PS4. It's awesome.
I do wonder if this influences Symphony of the Night being on PlayStation Classic in either way. Anyway.
I would go back to to my stances last week that I think that they're two different entities. The same reason why I think Crash and Spyro and all those is going to be on it, because I think they're targeting people who are not necessarily like up to date on PlayStation 4 and stuff. They want that package to look like a PlayStation Classic, not just the hey, what's not on the PlayStation Store.
Okay, moving on.
Nice wallpaper.
This comes from Darby Hallman from Twinfinite.
What? Who's that guy?
I don't know, some dork. Get ready to free up some hard drive space because Red Dead Redemption 2 will require a minimum storage space of 105 gigabytes to download, according to the back of the PS4 Pro bundle box. This means that Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very large game. Man, this Darby guy, he's spot on.
Spot on, man. He's
for comparison,
smart, dude.
The PlayStation Store currently lists Grand Theft Auto 5 at 44 gigs, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for 42 gigs, Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition at 48 gigs, and Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition at 66 gigs. We hope you'll have a snack or two ready while you watch that download. In addition to the file size, the box also advertises exclusive content for those playing on PlayStation. According to the box, PS4 players will receive 30-day exclusive online content. However, it is not yet known what this content will entail.
That's a big game, Jeff.
A big game.
That's a big game.
We're gonna get this. If we're gonna get this, we're gonna have to free up some space.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to delete some stuff.
Good thing I'm done with Spider-Man.
Yeah, this will just really motivate me to go play that damn prequel, whatever, the Life is Strange thing.
Oh yeah,
whatever it's called, Farewell thing. And get that off my PlayStation. Yeah, I'm gonna delete several things. 105 gigs is by far the biggest game I've ever had. But hey, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Man, I bet those testicles are like at least half that.
Imagine when they like add on stuff. Like they're gonna add on so much like online things. Like that game's gonna be massive.
You'll need a PlayStation just for Red Dead. Oh, that's why they're selling it. Okay, I got it now. It's not so you can replace it or get a first place. So you have an
extra to hold it.
For Red Dead.
Yeah.
Next story comes from Ben Newman from Twinfinite.
Sad.
Sony takes on the Smash formula. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale will no longer have online functionality for the PS3 and Vita on October 25th. According to an update on the PlayStation Store, all online features will be dissolved, including the ability to host or join an online game. All-Stars will still have online features, including the campaign as well as local couch multiplayer in share screen mode. Given recent news that the Vita will be discontinued, as well as the incoming new console generation, it is surprising the title servers have stayed online for so long.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I wouldn't have been if you told me this already happened. I wouldn't have been that surprised.
R.I.P.
It's not the
pouring out.
Obviously, so I work at Twinfinite. When I went over to our news tab and saw the image for All Stars, I foolishly let my heart skip a beat for a second. Like,
Darby, you know I would.
There's All Stars news. What? And it's like, oh no. Okay.
You know I would have texted you like, Darby, new All Stars.
I know. That's why I was surprised. I was like,
and and you would be the only ones happy.
Good. This is the entire podcast. Screw everything else.
Yep. Man, it always made me sad hearing Tim Geddes kind of funny talk about it.
He did it again. Even when it's dying, he's still like not nice to that game. He's still just
like saying it's bad. I'm like, Tim, what's wrong with you?
Stand by the fact that game's a lot of fun. Yep. Me and Jeff were talking about before this podcast. We might, just for the heck of it, I am like 4 or 5 trophies away from the platinum. Just
a couple online trophies and a couple campaign trophies.
Yeah. So we thought we might just do a stream one time for like 2 hours or something before the online servers go out and just try to platinum it and just reminisce on All Stars. Just an excuse to go back. I'm totally down for that. So if anyone would be interested in that, we might do that.
Yep. Okay. Last story is the PlayStation Plus against Games with Gold. There's no Twitch stuff yet. Probably come next week, so we'll talk about that. PlayStation Plus games, Friday the 13th, the game for PS4. I heard that's fun. That could be a fun thing for us to do.
Oh yeah, like for free, absolutely, and that would be a fun.
No,
that could be a fun Let's Play, or at least just play with.
No, a fun game potentially, Laser League for PS4. Kind of funny. If I'm remembering right, this is the game they just did party mode for,
I haven't watched
and it looks like a lot of fun.
Okay,
and chaotic. So. Another free looks like good multiplayer game. Let's
always down for that.
Yep,
always down.
Master Reboot for the PS3. The Bridge PS3 cross-buy with PS4 and Vita. Rocket Birds 2.
Rocket Birds
Evolution.
Yeah.
For the PlayStation Vita.
It lives.
Yep. Cross-buy with PS4 and 2064 read-only memories for the Vita. Cross-buy with PS4.
I heard people like 2064 read-only memories.
So.
I think. Yep. The creator said some things that people didn't like. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember there being controversy around the game. But I think the game was good. And just take that with a grain of salt, because I literally don't even remember what it was. I just thought...
Games from Gold Games. Hitman Blood Money. Yes, the old one. For Xbox 360. Overcooked for the Xbox One.
Cool.
Victor Vran for Xbox One. And Stuntman Ignition for the Xbox 360.
I'm just trusting you that that Laser League would be fun and stuff, and I think that...
Let me make sure it's the right game.
I think that PlayStation is offering me more things that I would actually play right now, like fun with my friends.
Overcooked is very good to go.
Overcooked's
the best game on here.
Yes, it is, but I think the collective package, I give it to PlayStation.
Yep, Laser League is the game I was thinking of. Yep, okay. We'll definitely need to play that.
All right, Jeff, you got a game for me this week.
Do you have a game? Okay, Darby. As you know, we've been doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
We have been doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
So I'm kind of bringing back a game we did before.
Oh no, are you gonna quiz me on types again? Wasn't I so bad at it last time?
You were, yeah. But now you're more experienced, and I'm doing a little twist this time. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use Pokemon to help you. Like use Pokemon, like have them go against each other, and you tell me which one has the advantage. And I'm only using Pokemon we've caught.
Okay.
And
this is leading up to when Darby does Gym 6.
Yep.
Alone.
And I have the types. I got the ordinate names for them, the regular names and the types on here. Okay. I'm just going to at first tell you our nicknames and what Pokemon they are mainly for the people.
Yes.
And some promotion. And you can ask me for the types if you want to. Okay. We'll see if you can get them without, and try to remember what they are.
Okay. I might too bad at this, Jeff, and it might be very telling.
Okay. First match. Mr. Savage, who's a Machoke, versus Lady Death, who is a Loudred.
Okay.
There's one of these I'm definitely have to give you the types for.
I mean, I guess Mr. Savage is fighting, right?
Yeah.
He's a fighting boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you ask me what types, I will say yes or
no. Lady Death is... I have no clue what Lady Death is. I think she does a lot of weird physical stuff, but that's not physical is not a type. Is it normal or something? She would.
Yes,
Is she normal?
She's a normal type. So fighting against normal.
Does fighting beat normal? I'm gonna go with fighting beats normal.
You're correct.
Hey, Mr. Savage, how about it?
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, let's not do that anymore. Mr. Savage did unfortunately meet his untimely demise. If you want to see who else met their untimely demise, go watch one else.
Yeah, I guess I also have. Whatever.
Okay.
I have a Pokemon that we caught during this recent thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
Gex, who is a Grovyle, versus Amy Lee, who is a Crobat.
Okay. I mean, so is flying like a subcategory?
Flying is a type.
Okay.
It's a type like any other one.
So they are like just fly, or they can be flying and something else.
Yes.
But they can so Gex is like flying in grass. I'm guessing.
Why would Gex? Wait.
Oh wait, he doesn't fly, does he? No, he doesn't fly. Yeah. No,
Gex is just straight up grass.
He's just straight up grass. Amy Lee is fly and psychic. Poison.
Flying and poison against grass.
I remember you saying that poison hurts Gex a lot because he's grass, so I'm gonna say Amy Lee wins.
Yes.
Hey!
Amy Lee just flying and poison both destroy grass.
Okay. Why is flying good against grass? Like, what's that? I don't know. Okay.
There's probably some reason for it, but... Okay, next we have Little Sparky, who's an Electrike, versus Abba, who is a Barboach.
I forgot about Abba. Okay. So that's like electric versus water.
And
Slimy Boy.
If you want to, I can just tell you what it is.
I mean, electricity has to beat water. I mean, that conventional wisdom would say electricity beats water. Little Sparky got it.
You should have asked for the second type for Abba. Abba wins.
What's the second type?
Abba is ground. Water ground.
That wouldn't have... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll also say no. Ground is immune to electric. So what makes groundwater pretty cool is that it takes away one of its weaknesses right there. Right. That's why I was hoping we'd get a Mudkip in the beginning.
Gex is a good boy.
Gex is a good boy. And now we have Abba to take that.
Our names get pretty ridiculous if you have not watched the show.
Oh, well, speaking of names. Okay, oops. Next one, Dillis, who is a Grimer, and Soup Dog, who is a Sandslash.
Soup Dog. Okay. Grimer is Sludge Boy. That is his type. Is Sludge Boy. I really don't know what Grimer is. Is he poisoned? Does he poison people? Okay. And Soup Dog. He's a sandy boy. Is he like ground or something? Is he ground? Okay.
He's ground.
I have nothing. Poison and ground. I have nothing. So there are other types that just do nothing to each other. They're just like...
Yeah, not everything has something as everyone. Yeah. None of these are neutral.
Yeah.
I feel that made things a little too complicated.
Poison and... I don't know. They don't have any second types?
Nope.
Gonna go with poison winning that. Dillis?
Incorrect. You can't poison the ground.
What's the ground do? I don't know.
I don't know. That's the way it is.
Told you I still don't know these things.
Next one. So you got 2 right and 2 wrong.
2 of 2.
Yep. You got to get 2 more of the last 3.
Okay.
Next is Thanos, who's a Breloom.
I did not know that's what that. I did not know. Breloom.
Yes.
Okay.
Our boy Thanos. And Gilo, who's a Mightyena.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that Gilo is normal.
He is a dark type.
Okay. He's done like nothing in our thing. He's useless. Against grass and Just grass. Grass and fighting. Mock punch.
Mock punch, Darby.
Mock punch. I give it to Thanos?
Correct.
Hey. Okay.
Fighting beats dark.
Okay.
Because I think it's fighting supposed to be like the heroes or whatever, and dark is like evil.
Chilo's not evil, he's just useless.
Yeah. Same thing in this Nuzlocke. Next one is Udina and Slime Boy. Udina's a Swellow and Slime Boy is a Dustox.
Yes. So Udina's flying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's anything else.
Normal.
Okay. Flying normal. And who was the other one? I already forgot. Slime Boy. Spinel.
I figured me putting the names and everything would help you think of what's happened. Yeah. Give you a visual. Boy. Again, who is a Dustox?
Is he a poison?
Poison and bug.
Poison and bug. I'm gonna give that to Flying Wadina.
Correct.
Hey.
So you win.
I win.
But I got one more.
Cool.
We got 50 Cent, who is a Numal. Okay. And Scatman.
Skitty bop bop.
Who's a Trapinch.
Yes. Okay. Wait, what was the first one?
50 Cent, 50 who is a Numal.
Alright. 50 Cent is fire and ground.
Good job, Darby.
And Scatman is probably also ground, right?
Yes.
And
nothing else.
Nothing else.
Not until it evolves.
Well, I mean, then 50 Cent got more than... He got 2. The other one got 1. 50 Cent?
Wrong.
Well, how does just ground beat fire and ground?
Because fire makes it weak to ground.
Whatever, I still won.
50 Cent is weak against his own type, Darby.
That's really dumb.
Just the way it goes.
You're stupid, 50 Cent. Okay, Jeff.
Sorry, that shows how far you've come.
I know.
You got most of that just based off the Pokemon.
Right. Look at me, Jeff. Look at me.
Good job.
I'll be ready for Let's Go Pokemon, the hardest Pokemon that's ever.
Oh no, Darby, we're not paying money for that. Unless we split it just so we can...
Even then, I'm not paying $30 for Let's Go Pokemon.
We get Alex in there. Nah, Alex would be more against it than...
Olivia might get it on her own and we can just play hers.
Honestly, Olivia seems to be against it at this point. She's...
Okay. that's...
Me and Alex have infected her.
You've taken the joy out of her life, Jeff. Let her enjoy things.
I think that's Alex more than that.
Okay, Jeffrey, what is our main topic this week?
You know, Dari, something we haven't talked about in a while on the main podcast is Smash. Smash. So
we're a little bit into Smash, just a little bit.
A little bit. Now, there are a bunch of theories going on with what characters could be left and how many and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yes, lots of different things.
So we're
People like looking at the art and like seeing how many empty spaces there are.
We're not talking about that,
like
because they move those around.
Goku and Bowsette and stuff.
We're not talking about any of those. That nonsense.
So what's the point?
We're going to talk about other nonsense.
Okay.
There are like 3 main theories that I can remember that people have been talking about, which could potentially have some merit to it.
Okay.
But some of them go against each other. Well, first, I'm going to say out of the way. First, we're going to talk about what theory and what they are, think how credible they are, and all that kind of stuff, potentially. And who we think could fill those spots, depending.
Okay.
Where we go. But I'm going to say one thing real quick, and... I guess spoilers for Smash, but whatever. Ken has leaked... From his
spoilers for the leaks. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
From in a screenshot that looks pretty credible at this point.
Yeah.
So plus it's Ken. Who's surprised that Ken's gonna be in it?
No one's surprised.
So with that out of the way, let's get to it. First theory, the box theory. Have you heard of this theory, Darby?
No. If it's different from the one that I just said about the artwork.
No, this is completely different.
Okay.
There is a box for the special edition of Smash that comes with the comes with a steel case for Smash and the Smash controller. And on the sides there are characters on them. I got a picture here for you, Darby.
So they actually did leave 2. There's like actual 2 spots, like
yeah, but Isabelle was supposed to be should have been added to there, so there's like 1 on each side based on the numbers supposedly.
Huh. So
people are going with the box theory that, you know, if it's true and anything, that there are only 2 characters left in the roster.
So where was that picture from?
It's an official thing.
Huh. Like, whenever there was just the artwork with the 2 spots, and they're like, there's only 2 spots, I was like, oh, whatever. It's just the artwork. They move it around and stuff. That worries me a little bit more, just because like, it's actually clearly defined spots. And it's like, if you added more in there, you'd have to make them all smaller and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? It still could
Not
be.
Not every
like,
character could be on this box, potentially. I mean, so far,
it looks like almost everyone would be on there then. It would be super weird to have just a few not be on there. But I don't know. Where do you stand? What do you think that this means?
Part of me feels
it
like...
It just worries me. I don't want it to be true.
Part of me feels like Nintendo and Sakurai would not put this out if it meant it would tell us how many characters are left.
Yeah, they're smarter than that.
Yeah.
They're smart enough to know that.
But part of me is like... Also, and we'll get to more later, one of the final 2 characters is Kin.
Yeah.
Especially since we're thinking... Like, me and you, or at least on the side, I guess maybe before this, that Shadow is a definite.
I think so.
There's no way that there are only 2 characters left are Shadow and Kin.
No. I feel like that's impossible. But it's also super weird to put this out with, like, clearly defined 2 spots that, like, that's obviously not a design choice to have, like, this random black square, like, 2 squares down here. It seems kind of pointed, but also it's like, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
There has to be. I don't know. That is weird, though. It does. That gives me more unease than the artwork does, though.
Yeah. Now, the next one is blog theory.
Okay.
Which, if people who don't know, there's on the Super Mario website, there's a blog where each day they put up a post or 2.
A lot of times, not much.
Yeah. Not a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
But... Normally, they put up about 3 characters on average a week.
Okay.
Usually 3, sometimes they do 4, sometimes in 2. Some people have done the math, and at this point, when it's the 4 and 2 have evened out, so it's still like on average per week.
Okay.
And people have done the math and figured out that if they keep with the same pace, there's enough room for about 6 to 8 additional characters, counting Echoes.
Right. But have they broken that pattern at all yet?
Nope. Other than when they've done 4 characters or 2 characters, there's the only time they broke from the 3 thing.
Yeah.
But then the amount of times they've done 4 and 2 have evened out.
So you have 2 different theories. One of them saying there might be 2 or 3. One saying 6 to 8.
Yeah.
I hope the latter.
Yeah. Now with the blog theory, there are a couple things that people said to go against it potentially. Being like, well, what if they change the pace? Well, they've been doing this since June, and they have not broken the pace, and we have 2 months left.
Yeah.
Some are saying when we get the Direct and we get...
Did they even have that pace, like, even when Isabelle was announced and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, when they announced new characters, the new characters that they recently announced were part of that 3.
Okay.
Always. And some saying when Spirits Mode is announced, that'll take up a lot of...
Like...
Potentially take up those spots. Which I guess is possible, but whenever they've done known character stuff, it's always the same no matter what thing they do.
So you say it sounds like you're leaning more towards this one being real. Is it partially because you want it to be real?
It might be, but...
Yeah. I don't know. Both of those seem plausible.
Yeah. Also, something with the box theory...
Even though the box thing, like, they're smart enough to not do that. Like,
plus, with the box theory,
really
even if it did fill up other characters, depending when the box is out in the wild, not all the characters may not be announced yet. And there's no way they will want characters to be confirmed from letting the box out in the wild.
Yeah. And they could still go the route, like, weren't there, at least Duck Hunt and, like, someone else was not even announced until the game was released, right?
Remember that they confirmed that every character is going to be announced before.
Oh, right.
Sakurai confirmed that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, here's an interesting theory that can go with either of these theories. And, like, those 2 contradict each other. This one could go with either or. The music theory. Every week on the Smash blog, they put up...
Jeff, you need, like, a conspiracy theorist board. That's great.
Every week on the Smash blog, they put up a song.
Yeah.
And usually when they put a new newcomer, like non-Echo character,
Mm-hmm.
they also put a song up. Like, that's the song for that week,
Okay.
corresponding to that character. Now, people have noticed that there's only one song per series so far. So people, and they always do the whole putting a song up for that series when a new character is announced. From that series, like a brand new incoming non-Echo character.
Right.
So people are thinking that if a song from a series is put on there, that series is not getting a brand new character.
Okay, so what's been put on there?
Here's what has been put on there. Zelda,
Okay.
which would, if this is true, eliminate like Skull Kid.
Right.
Street Fighter, it would not eliminate Kin because Kin's an Echo.
Okay.
We presume.
Yeah.
Metroid was put up with Ridley. So when I say stuff that's already has characters announced, those were put up
in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Splatoon has a song up. Not surprised there. If anything, we get an Octoling Echo.
Which I don't think we'd even get that.
We got a Snipper Clip song.
What?
Kirby.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But Bandana Waddle Dee would be the only possible character, probably. But
I don't see Kirby anything more.
Mega Man.
I also don't see.
If anything, Echo.
Yeah, maybe an Echo for Predator Man or someone.
Metal Gear.
Yeah,
I could see a Liquid Snake Echo at most.
But yeah,
probably not.
No new.
F-Zero, again, only an Echo if anything.
Yeah.
Castlevania obviously came with. DK obviously came with K. Rool. Fire Emblem, which makes sense because we got enough Fire Emblem. I don't think they're gonna add.
I don't think we need any more. It wouldn't shock me if we got a 3 houses, but it would probably be DLC.
Exactly. Yeah. Yoshi.
Yeah. Not gonna be Yoshi.
Mario.
Okay.
Pikmin. That makes sense. And for Mario, I was like, they could always add one, but at this point, it makes sense if they didn't add one.
Yeah, I think so too.
At the bottom of the barrel for Mario characters.
Waluigi fans screaming everywhere.
Yep. Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
And here's the most interesting one from this past week. Pokemon.
Yeah.
So what do you think of all this music theory, Darby?
It made sense until that one, but if we're... No, I don't know. Because my mind goes to either we've had like no Sun and Moon representation in
by
Smash
the way,
Bros.
also this song is from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the Gen 3 remakes.
Yeah.
So we don't have a Sun and Moon song on there.
I could see them still doing the Pokemon. I could see this rule breaking with a Pokemon now. It's because I was gonna when I was quiet there for a second, my mind was thinking well, maybe they're waiting for DLC to do a Gen 8 Pokemon or whatever, and they might still be doing that. But I feel like there's no way they just completely pass Sun and Moon by.
Well, I mean, also that would mean they would have to decide that in 2015. I'm getting at.
Well, they haven't decided all DLC characters.
No, that's what I'm getting at. They would have potentially decided to skip over Gen 7 for Gen 8 in 2015 before Gen 7 was even out.
Right.
So I'm getting at,
which would have been a weird choice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think that maybe not put as much stock in that.
Now here's the interesting thing. There are a lot of people that were so for it before this. It didn't go exactly the way I thought when I saw Pokemon. I was like, okay, this whole music theory thing's gonna die. Nope. People were immediately like, oh, so Incineroar's not in now.
Are you in agreement that I think this theory might just crack?
Yeah. I was never in on the whole theory thing anyway, because all they had to do was pick one. I mean,
yeah. I think maybe people look too much into these things. Do you think, but again, there's all right, so how many, do you have any more theories that we're going through?
Nope, those are the main theories.
Do you have any, what characters right now do you think, just with the time we have left, what characters right now do you think are guarantees this has to be in there? Because then I'm just worried we have too many of those. I feel like Sonic is absolutely, Shadow is absolutely going to be in there. I feel like Incineroar has to be in there. I feel
or some Pokemon, man. Incineroar's the one they're sticking to now, but
some Pokemon like that has to be in there. Are there other ones?
as far as what has to be in, if they came out sooner, an ARMS or Xenoblade 2 rep would definitely, but I think there's going to be DLC.
Probably.
And here's the thing, even if...
Do you think Incineroar is big enough to be the last big announcement before and then the game's out? Do you think that's big enough?
It's a Pokemon, but so that instantly potentially makes it a bigger deal than about any other newcomer.
Yeah. I think it could be. I mean, that's not as exciting for us because we can kind of see it coming. But I could see Shadowkin, Incineroar cut. I could see that.
Now, here's the thing, though. It's like we're pretty much on the thing that Shadowkin in probably.
I think
like,
so.
Well, especially Ken. And then one other brand new newcomer because there's no way they're gonna end it with a old school style clone and then 2 echoes.
Yeah.
2+ echoes. Having just the newcomer, even Pokemon or not, and then those 2 echoes, instantly kills the box theory that we're not buying that.
Right.
So that means we get more than that. Because newcomers aren't necessarily what we think will happen. Like, there's always some surprise that it could be a third-party character that we always think, oh, it could happen, but we're not all in on it.
Yeah. Do you think we're done with third-party characters, or do you think we're going to... I mean, besides Ken and Shadow, I guess. Do you think we're going to get more than that?
I can see it going either way.
Yeah. Well, do you want my kind of hot take from all this, from this 15-minute discussion we just had about these theories?
What?
I think they're all probably bogus, and they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Probably.
I think they're not gonna
discuss.
They're gonna, like, if they want to change the pace they're doing the characters, they'll change it next week, and it'll be like Smash Bros. Fans will be like, oh, "What does it mean?" And they'll just be like,
"Yeah."
We just
and with the box thing, the logic is pretty sound, but at the same time, it's like, would they really put that out to let people know? Like, because they knew people were gonna be looking at that.
They I feel like they would not. I feel like that would not be that obvious with it. That was like on the official Nintendo website and stuff.
Or like on Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah. Like that's an official.
Unless it was something Amazon wasn't supposed to put out yet. Like, unless it was Amazon.
It wasn't taken down or anything. It's still.
Then yeah.
I think Nintendo officially showed it too.
Yeah, then I would say probably not. It would not. I mean, I would still say it would not completely shock me if we have only like Shadowkin and Incineroar. It would not shock me if we only have like 2 or 3 characters left. It also wouldn't shock me if we have 6 or 8. Like, I think all the possibilities are open right now. The only thing, like, I think we're only gonna have 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 new characters. I think we're gonna have echoes for the most part.
Yeah, I don't like too many like brand new characters, but you never know.
You never know. I can tell you, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
Yeah. Sakura actually did one of those Koroko Famitsu articles, whatever he always does, and pretty much said they're gonna slow down on the newcomer announcements. The problem is when we're translating that and we don't know what his intent was. Does he mean like just new characters in general? Is he counting echoes in that or whatever? Pretty much saying like they blew their load a little early with newcomers. So who knows?
That also makes me. I mean, again, I think we need to temper our expectations for like a bunch of new characters, and I'm also fine. Again, like I've said this like literally from the first E3 announcement. They could just drop this game, and I'm perfectly fine. But all right, well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, and can't wait for Smash Bros. Man, I need it.
Smash.
Need that Smash Bros. All right, bye.